Attention all seniors and beneficiaries. There is a major Saturday alert you cannot afford to miss. The Social Security Administration has officially confirmed a massive new deposit wave hitting bank accounts this week, and the timing is critical. Because February 1st falls on a Sunday this year, millions of SSI recipients and Social Security beneficiaries are seeing their payments shifted, with a confirmed early arrival of Friday, January 30th. But this isn't just a regular check. This wave includes the fully effective 2.8% COLA increase for 2026, meaning your deposit should be larger than last month's baseline. We are also tracking reports of a new $6,000 tax deduction for seniors that could drastically change your financial outlook for the year. If you aren't seeing your plus-up or adjusted amount, or if your payment date looks different than usual, you need to know why today before the weekend rush. We're breaking down the exact payment schedule for birth date-based deposits, the SSI early release window, and the vital steps you must take if your deposit hasn't cleared by Saturday morning. Don't let your benefits sit in limbo or miss out on the money you are legally owed. If you want to ensure your payment arrives safely and on time, hit that like button right now. Your support helps us spread this urgent update to every senior in our community so no one gets left behind. Wait, before you make any plans for the weekend, you need to hear this urgent Saturday alert. The Social Security Administration has officially confirmed a massive new deposit wave hitting bank accounts this week, and the timing is absolutely critical. Because February 1st falls on a Sunday this year, millions of SSI recipients and Social Security beneficiaries are seeing their payments shifted, with a confirmed early arrival of Friday, January 30th. But this isn't just your regular monthly check. This wave includes the fully effective 2.8% COLA increase for 2026, meaning your deposit will be larger than what you received just a few weeks ago. We are also tracking a major development under the newly enacted One Big Beautiful Bill, which introduces a massive $6,000 tax deduction for seniors. If you aren't seeing your adjusted amount, or if your payment date looks different than usual, you need to know exactly why today before the banks close for the weekend. We are breaking down the specific payment schedule for birth date-based deposits, the SSI early release window, and the vital steps you must take if your deposit hasn't cleared by Saturday morning. Don't let your benefits sit in limbo or miss out on the money you are legally owed. If you want to ensure your payment arrives safely and on time, hit that like button right now. Your support helps us spread this urgent update to every senior in our community so no one gets left behind. Now that you have hit that like button, let's get right into the heart of why this Friday, January 30th, has become the most anticipated date on the financial calendar for millions of seniors across the country. We are standing at a very unique crossroads in the fiscal year, where the Social Security Administration is balancing the start of the 2026 tax season with a massive shift in how and when benefits are being distributed. To understand why this is happening now, we have to look at the calendar logistics. Because February 1st falls on a Sunday this year, the SSA's long-standing policy mandates that supplemental security income, SSI payments, must be moved forward to the earliest possible business day. This means that for nearly 8 million Americans, the February payment isn't arriving in February. It's hitting bank accounts this Friday. This isn't just a minor schedule tweak, it is a strategic release of capital that often causes a double payment month in January, which can be incredibly confusing if you aren't prepared for the gap that follows in February. When we talk about the February 1st rollout moving to January 30th, we are looking at the second month of the fully implemented 2.8% cost of living adjustment, or COLA. If you noticed a bump in your January 14th or 21st check, that was just the beginning. The SSA is now under immense pressure to ensure that these adjusted amounts are reaching everyone correctly, especially those who receive both Social Security and SSI. You might remember that last year there was significant debate in Washington about how to address the rising costs of essential goods, and the 2.8% increase was the result. This Friday's wave is particularly important because it represents the first clean run of the new payment standards after the initial New Year's Day holiday shifts. If you are sitting there wondering if your specific benefit level puts you in the front of the line, you have to consider that the SSA always prioritizes electronic deposits. This detail cannot be overlooked because the agency is officially moving further away from paper checks, and if you are still waiting on the mail, your timeline is going to be significantly more volatile than those using the Direct Express card or traditional bank accounts. The conversation around these payments often gets clouded by misinformation regarding bonuses, which is why I want to be very direct with you about the $6,000 tax deduction. This is a real legislated change, part of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act passed recently. It isn't a check that comes from the SSA. Instead, it's a powerful new tool you will use when filing your taxes right now. This enhanced deduction for seniors aged 65 and older allows you to shield an additional $6,000 of your income from federal taxes, or $12,000 for married couples. This is on top of the existing standard deduction. For a typical senior, this could effectively mean that your Social Security benefits become entirely tax-free at the federal level for the first time in years. This is why I am stressing the importance of this week's Saturday alert. While you are checking your bank account for your Friday deposit, you should also be gathering your 1099 SSA forms to take advantage of this new deduction. Many seniors overlook this and end up paying hundreds in taxes they no longer owe. But it isn't just about the tax numbers. It is about the why behind the payment shifts. We are seeing a more surgical approach from the government where the IRS and SSA are identifying specific economic indicators to trigger releases. For some of you, particularly those born between the 21st and 31st of the month, your final January wave hit just yesterday, January 28th. That payment was the maximum possible retirement benefit for 2026, which has now climbed significantly for those who delayed filing. This creates a situation where some households are seeing 3 distinct types of deposits in a single 30-day window: their regular retirement check, the early SSI for February, and potentially a state-level rebate. It is incredibly important to keep a close eye on your banking app starting tonight. If you see a transaction labeled with a code you don't recognize, do not panic. It is often the system catching up on back payments or adjustments from the previous quarter. Let's talk about the common pitfalls that might prevent your money from arriving by the weekend. The biggest hurdle right now is the transition away from paper. The SSA has been vocal about wanting to eliminate paper checks entirely due to theft and mail delays. If you haven't yet updated your My Social Security portal with your current banking info, you are at a higher risk for a pending status. Another major factor is the identity verification flag. Because of the high volume of sophisticated scams targeting seniors this year, the SSA has implemented new security protocols. This means that even if you have received your check on time for 20 years, the system might occasionally hold a payment to verify your current address. It is a minor inconvenience that can save you from losing your entire month's budget to a fraudster. I always tell my viewers that being proactive and logging into your official account is the only way to ensure you don't get lost in the bureaucratic shuffle. As we move deeper into this discussion, we need to address the specific dates for the rest of February so you can plan your budget. After this Friday's SSI wave, the regular schedule resumes. Those born between the 1st and 10th will see their next deposit on Wednesday, February 11th. If your birthday falls between the 11th and 20th, mark your calendar for February 18th. And for those born in the latter part of the month, the 21st through the 31st, your money will arrive on February 25th. This is the standard 3-wave system that the SSA uses to prevent the banking system from crashing under the weight of 70 million simultaneous transactions. However, if you began receiving benefits before May 1997, your date is fixed: Tuesday, February 3rd. Understanding this rhythm is the key to financial peace of mind. You aren't just waiting for a miracle, you are tracking a scheduled, logical event. What happens if Friday night comes and your bank account is still showing the same balance? First, don't lose hope. Banks often process deposits in batches, and while some people see their funds at midnight, others might not see them until the afternoon. If you have an outstanding debt to a federal agency, such as an overpayment from a previous year, the SSA might be withholding a portion of this wave to settle that account. This is another reason why checking your My Social Security portal is vital. It will show you a breakdown of any deductions before the money even leaves the Treasury. The goal of this update is to give you the power to handle these situations without having to wait on hold with an agent for 3 hours. We all know that calling the SSA on a Friday during a payment wave is almost impossible. One of the most interesting aspects of the 2026 COLA is how it interacts with Medicare Part B premiums. As many of you noticed, the Part B premium rose this year to approximately $202.90. This means that for some people, the 2.8% increase in their check was partially eaten up by the higher Medicare deduction. It can feel like a one step forward, two steps back situation. However, the new $6,000 tax deduction I mentioned earlier is designed specifically to offset this. By reducing your taxable income, the government is essentially trying to put that Medicare premium money back in your pocket through tax savings. This is why I am urging everyone to look at their finances as a whole picture, rather than just focusing on the single deposit number. You have to be your own advocate in this system. I also want to touch upon the importance of the Saturday alert for those who live in states with their own supplemental programs. Several states, including New York, California, and Florida, have updated their senior relief initiatives for 2026. In some cases, these state-level payments are also being accelerated to match the federal Friday release. This could lead to an even larger total deposit for residents of those states. If you see two separate amounts from two different government entities, keep them both. These are not errors. They are the result of the One Big Beautiful Bill streamlining the way federal and state agencies share data. It is a more efficient system, even if the sudden influx of money feels a bit overwhelming at first. Beyond the immediate cash, we have to look at the broader picture of what this means for the rest of the year. The confirmation of this new deposit wave is a signal that the SSA is functioning at a high capacity despite recent budget debates. They are trying to prevent economic hardship for seniors by ensuring that no one goes a weekend without their essential funds when the first of the month falls on a Sunday. By understanding the mechanics of this Friday shift, you are putting yourself in a position of strength. You can plan your grocery trips, your prescription refills, and your utility payments with total certainty. I want you to feel confident when you talk to your friends and family about this. Tell them that the Friday release is confirmed and that they should check their accounts before the banks close for the weekend. In conclusion, the path to financial stability in 2026 is paved with a little bit of preparation and a lot of awareness. Make sure your address is current with the SSA, your bank account is active, and you are aware of the new $6,000 deduction limit. This is a developing story, and the SSA often releases small technical updates or special payment notices in the hours leading up to a major rollout. I am going to stay on top of those updates for you so you don't have to spend your time digging through boring government PDF files or waiting on hold. We are in this together, and my goal is to make sure every single senior watching this gets exactly what they are entitled to under the law. The excitement is building because this Friday represents a fresh start for many. For some, this deposit will be the difference between making a choice at the pharmacy or finally having a little bit extra to take the grandkids out for lunch. The resilience of the American senior is incredible, and it is about time the system worked in your favor with clear dates and confirmed releases. Remember to stay vigilant against scams during this time as well. The SSA will never call you and ask for your Social Security number in exchange for speeding up your Friday payment. If you get a call like that, hang up immediately. All official business happens through the secure portal or the mail. As we wrap up this deep dive, I want you to take a moment to look at your own financial situation and prepare a plan for this Friday's influx. Whether it is paying down a credit card, building a small emergency fund, or simply covering your rent, having a plan ensures that this money makes a lasting impact. We have covered the birth date groups, the SSI early shift, the 2.8% COLA, and the massive $6,000 tax break. You are now better informed than 99% of the population regarding the Social Security updates for this week. Stay tuned to this channel because if anything changes, if there is a bank delay or an extra plus up announced, you will be the first to know right here. We are entering a new era of senior benefits, and having this information early is your best defense against the stress and confusion that usually comes with government programs. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I look forward to hearing about your successful deposits in the comments very soon.